Good morning. I'm Larry Nickey, the Liaison Officer for Pacific Northwest Team 13. Welcome to the 10 o'clock Cooperator Stakeholders Briefing. We'll start off today's briefing with Brian Gales, Incident Commander.
All right, good morning everybody. Thanks for joining us again today. We remain in unified command with the Oregon State Fire Marshal Green Team and Les Holman. Appreciate relationships with him as well as the dozens of other cooperators that are actively involved in supporting and managing the incident here. Specifically over the last few days, the relations with law enforcement and all the other entities have just continued to grow and foster and serve our communities at the highest level. So I thank everybody for that. Today I spoke to the firefighters and other entities on the ground doing the work, and it was our focus today was about being deliberate, as we have 4 main operations that are going on that Ops can speak to specifically, but that's structure protection with our fire marshal resources, direct line construction, and mop up with our wildland resources, law enforcement doing the good work that they do, and the urban search and rescue teams doing the work that they do. So there's a lot of moving parts out there. We're working in some continued hazardous conditions with overhead hazards, limited visibility, and other, just fire on the landscape. So I appreciate everybody's attention to detail and safety and accountability for everyone as we continue to work to manage the incident. Thank you for your time. Have a good day.
Good morning, Les Holman, State Fire Marshal Green Team. Just want to continue, just like Brian said, thanking our local cooperators. We have made great progress on this fire. I want to speak specifically to our local fire chiefs. The progress we've made on this fire would not be possible without all the work you're doing. You and your teams are doing a tremendous job. Thank you so much for your support. We're to have the limited resources we have. We've made great progress on this fire. Things are looking very good. Continue to hang in there with us and work with us on this. As Brian mentions, also today we're going to have Washington USAR Task Force 1 and also Nevada USAR Task Force 1 starting to work on our fire ground and doing the work that they do. So you may see them out there. Just want you to have that awareness. Again, we continue to thank so much all the first responders in the area and the work that you're doing in support for us. So thank you. And if you have any questions, make sure you're reaching out to us and we'll do our best to answer those. Thank you.
Good morning, Mike Moore, Operations Trainee with Team 13. Common theme, and I'll start with this up in Branch 1, is like was previously said by our ICs, is the coordination between the team members, local landowners, Oregon Department of Forestry, the local fire districts, you name it, has been a solid coordinated effort up in Branch 1 over the last many days. And today, going into there, folks are continuing to put boots on the ground, try to tie in dozer lines where we can't get equipment. We're using hand lines, trying to get things as tight as we can up across the entire divisions in Branch 1. That's Alpha, Foxtrot, Hotel, and Kilo. Great work going on there. Lots of country to cover. They're continuing to plug away and get things wrapped up there as best we can and continue moving forward. Example I'll throw out there in Division Alpha, in the last shift and a half, 2 shifts, they've put in over 10 miles of line. So it's a pretty vast country there to get a handle on, but again, with that solid coordination, cooperation between all those entities, we're able to tie lines together and try to get some solid lines around those divisions. Down in Division Zulu, again, it's a rinse and repeat of that coordination and cooperation with all the entities down there as they continue to mop up and secure fire's edge around structures and continuing to try to get line around that southern piece there that's south of Highway 22. Over in Division Whiskey, again, same thing. All that cooperation is helping to put a good product on the ground. We've got We've got hand crews and engines working as close to the fire edge as we can, coming out of the community at Gates and working back to the east to try and secure fire edge there. At the same time, working with our partners to look at a line that's further out to give us a contingency box there and a spot that we're successful in case fire behavior changes and the situation dictates that. We also have a contingency group that's working in close coordination with our law enforcement branch as far as providing access on some of our roads, interior of the fire, for their mission to be able to gain access to that. Thank you.
Good morning, Dean Warner, Fire Behavior Analyst, Team 13. Weather conditions continue to moderate. Temperatures in the 70s today and higher RHs, 40-50% is what is expected. Along with that, I should also say a very much lack of wind out there, which is favorable for our firefighting conditions. The lighter fuels under this inversion layer and higher RH, lower lower temperature regime that we're having keeps our lighter fuels, those fuels that tend to make a fire go flashy, are moist and are not carrying the fire. What is carrying the fire at this point is heavier fuels, which are drier on the inside. So what is on fire in the way of larger fuels, it's carrying the fire. Down below the inversion, out in the lowlands out here, we're not experiencing much fire behavior out there. Minimal to moderate fire behavior is what we're experiencing, and we're not seeing a lot of fire movement out in that area. It's a different story up in the higher elevations, Division Whiskey. The fire continues to move through the fuels at a pretty good rate. We're seeing overnight even rates of spread a quarter mile through the night. So up above that inversion, where it's drier, a little bit higher temperature in the afternoon, the fire has a little bit more activity. And our energy release component is a measure of a way we look at what potential energy a fire has out there. And energy release components are coming out of record conditions, and they're starting to dive off right now, giving us a good idea that fire behavior continues to be in that minimal to moderate area. That's all I have for fire behavior. Thank you very much.
Good morning, Mark Farron, Marion County Sheriff's Office, Law Enforcement Branch for this fire. We continue to look at evacuation levels throughout the affected area, though there will be some adjustments to that today, and they should be out later on this afternoon. We are going to continue with our search operations that we've been conducting throughout the week. We're going to be working that in conjunction with federal USAR teams at this point and in the days to come. Again, really support all the efforts these guys are doing, support the plan, support the operations that are happening here. Really want to thank the firefighters here and the other law enforcement giving us a hand. That's all I have for today.
So in closing, just to recap, we have seen some great fire moderation. The fire's gone down. We want to thank the fire departments, the American Red Cross for helping those that have had to been evacuated from those areas ahead of the fire. The local fire districts have done a great job in helping coordinate. Even the local citizenry that has gone out to help with shovels, picks, Pulaskis, whatever they had on hand to help us, as well as some of the heavy equipment they were able to bring in that they had. So a great overall local community effort in trying to stop this fire, something that, we keep hearing the term unprecedented, but to have a timber fire grow that quickly, multiple fires growing together across the state that we've seen, it is unprecedented. We haven't seen it in any of our lifetimes. With that, as those evacuation levels change, the Sheriff's Department will be putting out press releases as they bring it from level 3 to level 2, level 2 to level 1, as we attempt to get power companies in to re-energize power lines and then bring those local communities back safely into their homes as the fire allows. With that, that'll conclude our briefing for today. We'll see you tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Thank you.